Hey everyone. First and foremost, I just really wanted to thank everybody for all the love that you all have sent me since the passing of my sweet little baby kitty Suki. I really appreciate that. I'm sure a lot of you out there have gone through loss of a pet and just understanding how different it is in comparison to losing a human. It's in its own spectrum of grief. But I wanted to talk about it because the whole experience of it actually was, in a sense, quite beautiful. Um, the past year and a half, I knew that her time to cross over was coming, but I did not know how long it would be until the kidney disease took a turn for the worst. That was actually one of the reasons why I was planning on moving back to Tennessee, since I'm planning on doing travels out of the country at the end of the year. I wanted her to be near family in the case that she was still around. So I went out of town to go visit family a couple weeks ago. And it was just like clockwork. I got home. She was fine the first few days. And then I went back to work, and that night that I got back, she was walking really weird and struggled to get on the bed, and I wasn't sure because of the blindness in one of her eyes. But a really interesting thing happened. So, a few months before, I had bought this book called Spirit Speaker, A Medium's Guide to Death and Dying by Sally Crow. As you all probably understanding my hinting recently, I am starting to study mediumship. It is something that I have experienced spontaneously the past 8 years now, and also with the work that I intend to continue doing with embodied dance. I thought this would be a really great tool to work with within myself to help people. So yes, I bought this book, Spirit Speaker, which is actually an incredible book. I really recommend it, even if you don't consider yourself a medium or an intuitive. It's very approachable to any spiritual background. If you're somebody that just, needs help processing, or you're maybe about to lose somebody, it's just got really great advice in it, as well as insight on the spiritual world and the spirit world as well. So I got it a couple of months ago, and I was still in the midst of reading something else, so I put it in my nightstand drawer. Flash forward, then I get home for my first day of work, returning from visiting my family. Suki's acting kind of weird, but I get her on the bed anyway, and I'm kind of feeling curious, like a little worried about her, not sure. At that moment, though, I was about to go to bed and wanted to do some journaling, and I didn't have a pen in my journal, and I pull open the drawer or the nightstand and look in there and see this book that I had not touched yet. And I had a feeling there was a reason why I was finding this. I was like, why have I not read this yet? And so with Suki laying next to me, she was really awkward on the bed, laying flat. I started reading the book with her in my left arm. And there was this kind of knowing what was about to happen. And so the next day, Suki was falling all over the place. I really knew that, this was probably it. And I called to a few places to talk about getting a consultation, whether putting her to sleep was exactly the right thing to be doing, and continued to read the book at the same time. And then I went ahead and made the appointment, and the rest is history. Monday, I knew without a doubt that it was her time to go. And the night before, when I got home, I really talked to this beautiful little angel, and there was a lot of communication between the two of us. I could tell she was ready. And so this was the first time I actually ever, I won't say the first time, the second time I intentionally went into meditation to see if I could make contact with some of my beloved dead, to see if they would greet her. And it worked. And what I was told was that she was already there. She was just holding on for me so we could do it together. And that was really beautiful solace. And I'm so grateful that I have the ability to contact and receive that information. That way I didn't come home and she was already gone. And we could together as mommy and kitty do a rite of passage. And that's what it really felt like when we took her in Monday. I was very lucky to have my friend Beth with me as well, who was super supportive. But with all that being said, I sort of know what I was coming on here to say. I finally finished the book today, and it's been cathartic, and understanding this is exactly what I need to move further into the work that I'm doing. And how does this relate to embodiment? I'm an embodied dance, and a beautiful passage in one of the chapters, I will read it really quick. Sally Crow is talking about how each individual is like a tea light, luminescence for spirits to look on. And everybody's capable of it. Some are more natural, some have to develop the skill. And this really resonated with me because the more I'm starting to clear previous trauma, work through healing of all sorts, the more I've been able to start tapping into these abilities. And I have had this thought in my mind about how I'm going to be able to use this through soul contact. And the way Sally Crow puts it, I'm like, oh, duh, obviously. But the passage is, I often compare spirit communication to art, stating that everyone can do art, but not everyone will be an artist. With this in mind, be careful not to compare your experience to others. For those who have had such experiences, I recommend beginning your spirit communication development by first addressing your personal wounding. We all have finite energy as human beings, and this energy can get clogged up by old wounding that shows up as blocks in the chakras, your energy centers, related to trauma. Healing ourselves clears away the blocks, allowing more energy to move through our energetic system, which provides more electricity for spirits to use in communication. For those who have had little to no spontaneous contact, spirit communication can seem daunting. I will remind you here that we all give off light that attracts our beloved dead, which means some level of contact is available to all of us. However, it is advisable to have realistic goals in your communication so that you do not cause yourself unneeded feelings of failure. Remember, spirit communication is something developed over lifetimes. The effort you put in now will pay off in this life and others. And for me, that's just like, bam, that's it. And what I'm putting out there, with using embodiment with grief healing, I look back on what I've been developing for the past year, and maybe not for everybody that means creating this big creative piece to commemorate somebody, but using this work as a way to help heal your energetic system so you are more able to communicate with your beloved dead that you are grieving. And that just makes so much sense to me. And I would like to put that out there, that I believe that this is approachable for anyone that maybe not want to go on such a big route, but just wants to start clearing energy so they are more capable of communicating with their beloved dead. And I've also created meditation and movement around being able to start channeling that. There was my spiel for the day. If anyone is interested in working with me through this, while I won't be in Colorado for much longer, I can still work with you via Zoom. And I will be moving to Chattanooga, Tennessee, come May. I would love to talk to you about this. If this is of any interest, please feel free to contact me, or if you just need somebody to talk to, I would love to hear your story with this. And thank you all so much for hearing me out. I'd love to hear any thoughts or comments on this. And go check out this book, please. Spirit Speaker by Sally Crow. I'm telling you, it is absolutely wonderful. So thank you all so much for all your support.